happen without my boss in the back. I'll have him raise his hand, Mark Pearson, who's our conservation director, who didn't fire me when I overspent my budget a month into my job at $40,000. And my colleague in the office in Cody, Charles Trimble, who's over here. I also have to thank the Park County Commissioners. They have been an absolute honor to work with. They were really, really supportive of this project from literally the moment we started. Joe Tilden, wherever you were hiding, he actually took me and the photographer out on horseback in the winter to the top of Sheep Mountain so we could talk about conservation and actually wolves by a fire at the top of Sheep Mountain, and some Jack Daniels helped that discussion along nicely. But I really, really, really can't say enough about how great and what an honor it's been to work with these commissioners. I think they've done an amazing job in our county, and we're really excited to continue working with them. And who else and there were some folks also that were just instrumental in helping pull these placards together. Scott Talbot, staff at Wyoming Game and Fish, was enormously helpful, and we only had one really big argument. I'll let you guess what that was over. Jessica Crowder, who's here to my left, was incredibly helpful as well on everything related to ranching and livestock and rodeo. And the governor's staff all across the board, Jeremiah Riemann has been an absolute godsend to work with. He's phenomenal. And Congresswoman Lummis, who really had the vision to say this was a good idea to bring this exhibition to DC to help tell the story about Wyoming. So you've heard way more from me than you want to. With that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce, I asked Sam what order I should introduce them in. He used the word senior citizen, but I think he said seniority, so we'll go with it. So I will warn you that I asked Hank for a bio, I believe 7 times, and he never gave it to me. So what I did learn on the internet today is he's an Episcopalian. That was pretty much all I could find. What I will tell you is that he was born and raised in Cody, and I think, so this area obviously is very special to him. He's also heavily involved in the museum and the Wyoming Hospital Foundation, again, internet research. Hank has been a tremendous pleasure for me to work with. In Cody, I think he really represents the best of what we have in the legislature representing us in Wyoming, and with that, I will introduce Senator Hank Cobb.
Thank you. Should have been. I am an Episcopalian, and we have a saying about Episcopalians: where you find a fourth, you find a fifth. Actually, I'm very proud to be born in Cody. I look at the governor over there in his heritage in Jackson Hole, and my mother was born in Cody on Christmas Day 1917, and she always said she was so privileged to be able to live there all her life, and passed away in 06, and chaired the museum board in Cody for 23 years, and I'm now vice chairman, one of 3 vice chairmen under Baron Collier, who's our current chairman. But this exhibit really, I think, talks about the wonderful things that go on in Wyoming. This is our part of the country, but everybody here from all over the state could put on the same exhibit, because Wyoming is the prettiest damn place you want to ever live in, and the greatest place you ever want to live in. It's just that simple. We could do this in Buffalo, Sheridan, Lander, Pinedale, Star Valley, Jackson, Laramie, any way you want to do it. So this is our part of the discussion that we're bringing to you with these, I think, wonderful photo exhibits, and you know, the Beartooth area. If you've never driven the Beartooth Highway, if you go out of Cody, go north 16 miles, you take Chief Joseph Scenic Highway, and you go over what we call Bald Ridge or Dead Indian, drop into Sunlight Basin, and the view from the top of that, if you've never done it, and this is just recently a paved road in Wyoming standards, probably 12, 14 years ago. It's the most magnificent view I've ever seen anywhere in Wyoming, except maybe for the Grand Tetons when it's beautiful, and it's always beautiful. But you go down, and then you go to you cross the big bridge, and you end up at the intersection of 212, which is the main highway from Red Lodge to Cook City. That's the northeast entrance to the park. If you drive that highway, you up above timberline. You go 11,000 feet, and it is something special. So the Beartooth Absaroka Front Range is our country that we live in. Yellowstone is our country, it's in our back door. I see Joe Tilden there, and Joe Tilden and I used to ride about 2,500 miles a winter in Yellowstone. And my brother runs Pahaska TV, and that's where I was grew up, and my family bought that in 1946 by the East Entrance. And if you were up in Cody today, and you want to drive up to Pahaska, that's where the road is, the plowing quits, you would see bighorn sheep all over the highway. I mean, literally. They sleep, sometimes they're laying in the middle of the road. So I'm not going to talk a lot more, but I want to thank Barbara for this wonderful exhibit, Greater Yellowstone Coalition, all the stuff they do. And thank you all for coming out, because I'm very proud of what we're doing here. I'm very proud of what Barbara's doing, very proud of what the Greater Yellowstone Coalition is doing. This tells a story a little bit about our special part of Wyoming. But let me tell you what, you all have special parts of Wyoming. You all do, no matter where you live. This is the greatest damn place to live in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. I'll pay you later. And our more junior host, much junior. So Sam was kind enough to give me a bio. Sam also was born and raised in Cody. He attended the University of Wyoming, both for his undergraduate and for his law degree. We know Sam in Cody because he's the prosecuting attorney, so we just busted a couple of my friends. But that being said, Sam is, this is his second term as a member of the House of Representatives. He also served in the Cody City Council and has a very distinguished career in public service, and I think we're going to see a lot more from Sam in the future. And it is my distinct honor to introduce Representative Sam Krone.
Thanks very much, Governor. First Lady Meade, thank you so much for being here tonight. Director Schober, Director Talbot, Chief Game Warden Nesvig, and of course, Chairman of the Park County Commissioners, Groskopf. Everyone here, this is a great and wonderful event, and I am just pleased to be in a place like Wyoming where we can work together, and we can be in a situation where we may not have the same views on every single issue. We may not be in a situation where we can agree on everything, but we can be cordial about it, and we can exchange ideas, and we can exchange debate, and we can come up with solutions that work for Wyoming. So I think the biggest thing and the most important thing about this exhibit is the fact that we're so different. We are so beautiful, we are so wild, we are so unique, and we are so caring and compassionate still in this great state. So as you go around the room and look at these photographs, that's what really strikes me, is that we are blessed to be here, we are blessed to live in such a grand and marvelous state. And I'd like to echo what the very senior senator for Park County mentioned. In fact, today in Judiciary Committee, we had an amendment to a 1920 probate law, and they went and got Senator Coe because he actually was part of the committee that drafted that. So he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember. But I echo what Hank says. We are so fortunate, and we are so fortunate that Greater Yellowstone Coalition put this together. Barb, her team, all their hard work. And it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be a member of the legislature. And it's an honor and a real blessing to live in Wyoming. So please enjoy tonight. Enjoy the photographs. Communicate with one another. And despite whatever negative things that may come up in Wyoming, whether it be very contentious debates on various issues, we're still different. And I think that's important. Because we care and we're civil and we live in this great, unique, wonderful state. So thank you very much. It's an honor to host this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'll also echo what Representative Krone said. And immensely appreciative of everybody that came out tonight, from the county commissioners to the governor and the first lady to Director Talbot and his staff, Director Simpson from the BLM, and I'm sure I'm missing some folks, but we deeply appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And as I said, definitely take the time to read the placards, because I think they really are just, I'm so proud when I read them, and you know, I'm humbled to live in Cody, where I plan to be for the rest of my life, and so I think these placards really do an amazing service to the work we're doing in Cody. And finally, I would encourage everybody to eat, since we have some food over here. So thanks so much again, and enjoy.